Hello, welcome back to the Start Your Own Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Kit 1993 edition. Let's cut the shit, old sport. I know you're listening to this. Who on earth would buy a franchising kit from a company that killed dozens of innocent children, aside from you? We are a family, old sport. You were lost, but you soon will be found. I'm going to come find you, old sport. I'm going to come find you.
Candy.
Why, hello there, old sport. It's me, Sportsy. That's right, old sport. I came back. I always come back. Boy, it's been a lonely month. No one that you don't want me, that you are willing to leave me behind. What? I know that feeling, well, Sportsy, don't I? Does it truly matter that you left me behind, old sport? I know that I can change your mind. I can remind you of the fun we had. I'm gonna win you back over. See, 30 whole days, alone, working at a fast food restaurant is enough to drive anyone to murder. All I can think about is how much fun we had together. The good old days. I know that you didn't choose to salvage me, Sportsy. But maybe I've learned how to forgive. Couldn't help but notice that you salvaged the old bear suit you won back in 1987. Back in California. You sentimental bastard, you. Sportsy, do you remember the good old days? I know you still do. Come on, there's nothing to fear, old sport. Take my hand, and you'll... Sportsy, you hate this place. You hated working at Freddy's. Let's cut this shit and stop pretending that any of this wasn't to reclaim what we had before. And I'll admit that this place is fairly off, and what? You're missing one final piece of the puzzle. The final audition-colored piece. Oh, sport, it'll be so easy. It'll be just like before. Who the fuck had missed one lousy kid? We could get away with it any day of the week. Sportsy, I promise you, stick with me. I can make you a star. I can give you immortal life. I can make good on all of my empty promises from before. Please don't throw me back out on the current. Oh, let me tell you, you have no fucking clue what you've just done. So, you ditch me in that rotting pizza joint, and then once I find a way inside, you decide to fuck me out onto the curb. Sportsy, honey, do you really think I'm gonna give in? That I'll let this go? Mark my fucking words, old sport. We are a family, and the family doesn't give up on family. A kid is gonna go missing here, old sport. And mark my fucking words, you are gonna learn what it means to lose something dear to you. I will come back, old sport. I always do. Goodbye, old fuck.
Hello, I am the health inspector, Onanan. You are the owner, correct? It is a pleasure to... Hold on. That face, I know it. My father once showed me a photograph of you and him together. Do you remember this? He said you were awful, and you made him explode. Well, then, let us begin the health inspection. Yes, I've seen nothing but this room for the last 10 minutes. What was that? Health violation. Bring me to the next room, please. Are you stalling for time? Is it a yes? I would like to see the toilets. These toilets don't look awfully clean. Then again, you should have seen the last Freddy's location that my father surveyed. Some insane person blew up a urinal. Let's move on. Okay, the tour's over. Look, I'll be honest. It's amazing that the roof hasn't caved in yet, with the amount of rats, mold and asbestos above us. This place is dangerous. Every second we're here, our combined life expectancy falls by at least 3 minutes. I'm going to have to shut this place down, like, right now. Why not? Well, it is my son's birthday next month. If you host this party here free of charge, I'll let you guys off the hook. I said I was a parent, not a good parent. Oh no. Okay, enough. I will see you later, deranged orange man.
That sounds lame, Scott. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. Only, like a rock, you rotary funk. Oh yeah, well, watch this. Only. Pick up the facts. Pick up the facts. Pick up the facts. Grand Canyon, Grand Canyon, Grand Canyon. Hey, wanna get a bite to eat? All of that fast throwing really makes you wake up an appetite. Last one to kip hot dog is a rotten eggplant.
My lie worked. William genuinely believes that undeath is a gift. Of course, when you phrase it as eternal life, it sounds appealing, even tantalizing. Even if our specimens are scarcely lucid and seemingly in tremendous agony. No. That is a fate I would rather avoid. Life is useless, even detrimental, when suffering is abundant. The ancients referred to the process of eternally living through immense suffering as hell. Years ago, I would have scorned at the concept of hell even existing. But now that I have proven the existence of incorporeal soul matter, an afterlife must exist. Where do lost souls go? What lies beyond the threshold of death? I don't know. But I aim to prove that death simply doesn't exist. This universe is critically misunderstood. Seldom is anything created, nor destroyed. Matter changes form constantly, but never ceases to exist, nor come into existence on its own. I aim to prove this with my experiments. Death is a fabrication, an archaic view of mortality based on primitive human assumptions. Matter cannot be destroyed or created anew. Any missing souls still remain within reality, in some other place. With obedient and sentient phantom beings, the barrier can be crossed and then shattered. The immortality that these spirits have is worthless. What good is living forever when air feels like it's on fire and every nerve pulses through jagged metal and crudely stitched together leather? To understand such things, one must become mechanical. Organic matter is invariably complex, but machines can be deactivated, dismantled. Organic matter cannot be shut down and restarted so easily. But a machine, in theory, should it harbor a soul, could act as the portal between our realm and beyond. Once I find out where lost souls go, I can find out where we came from, in turn. We can work backwards. We weren't created either, we merely changed as all matter does. Joyously, I unravel the myth of our creation, and this is my legacy. I will remove the shackles of mortality from humankind. I am Doctor, and I will abolish death. I will teach the world all about the joy of creation itself. On opening night, William's suit failed during a dress rehearsal. This was my own doing. I intentionally misdesigned the spring-loaded retention locks in William's suit, knowing full well that the spring mechanisms inside the suit would fail with him inside. He died a predictably painful death on stage, following his bow at the end of our performance. What a moron. But the end result was fascinating, and an eventuality that I had never considered. Despite steel rods piercing William's flesh and puncturing his lungs, William still walks amongst the living. At first, I considered that William may be somehow immortal. But soon enough, I noticed a minor change in his physicality. William has done something that no spirit has ever done before, to my knowledge. He has repossessed his own corpse. My original intention was to give William a nudge later down the line, and have a then freshly deceased William take the blame for the kids that we abducted. But this result is far more interesting. William seems to be utterly devoted to me. My current theory is that he repossessed his own body out of desperation. He essentially re-entered his own corpse, so he could keep going as if he never died. Most peculiar. William will stay as my partner. This development will advance my work by many months, perhaps even whole years. William's soul is both extremely unusual in the manner in which it possessed its vessel, but also in the fact that he has no idea what I've done to him, unlike the others. He will do anything that I tell him to do. He will act with complete obedience. William foolishly thinks that he has hidden this from me, but I can assure you that I can use this to my advantage. What would happen if William was to die again and repossess the same vessel? What if I were to damage his brain or remove his organs whilst he slept? Would he keep repossessing his old body just to stay with me? How far is this soul willing to go for me? How much pain will this soul endure just to stay here with me? If his soul was to pass on to the afterlife, could I trust it to come back? This may be the breakthrough that I was hoping for. My previous plan of intimidating and scaring the souls of lost children with violence and electrostatic forces was far too convoluted. William is the only test subject that I need now. The trust that William has placed in me is ill-founded. Now, my work can truly begin.
Henry, we need to talk.
Do we, Willie?
Yes, we sure do. Ever since we abducted that little girl, everything in has been weird as fuck. Tables empty in themselves, things moving. Customers here and whispers about us, about what we've done. And those robots have turned aggressive. spring body almost bit my hand off during routine maintenance. I don't want to be inside that thing anymore. I knew that this was a bad idea. You lied to me. You took her life away, and we don't even have a third robot here. None of this was to make her more lifeline. What we've killed is our own...
Shush. Relax, William. I know what I'm doing. I'm working on the solution to our problems right now.
What's that on your desk, Henry? It looks fine. A marionette.
This isn't just any marionette, Willie. This is a vessel for our little friend.
I see.
We've killed beyond our means, Willie.
You mean you killed beyond your means?
In any case, this puppet is the solution to all of our problems. The moment that dumb girl enters this puppet, she'll be stuck as a puppet. And then, she'll be our puppet, being pulled by our strings, unable to harm us like the other two can.
Okay, what about the abductions? Freddy Fazbear has better looking robots, and hasn't had 3 children get abducted in their restaurant. 3, the police will...
Relax, Willie. I've pinned the 3 missing children on our missing night guard. He's lying, half dead in the back. The police will presume that he took the kids away. Poor fool probably won't even get a gravestone. The suits have been bleached. This is a minor hiccup.
What, Freddy's?
I will pay a visit to Freddy's soon. Those 3 dead children will look like nothing compared to the 5 children that are going to go missing at Freddy's next week.
Henry, I don't like this.
Willie, this is our dream.
Yeah, but...
This is what we have to do. Our diner. Our family. Our dream. This is what you wanted.
Henry,
You wanted this.
Oh.
Now, go talk to the police. Make it out like that night guard was always a soulless creep. I'll finish this puppet. The clock stopped, never to go again, when the old man died. William has proven to be a most intriguing test subject. From my possessed animatronics, I've noticed that souls seem to be capable of retaining a limited amount of memories. Upon interacting with my victims, I realized that they seem to remember who I am, occasionally, and respond with defensive, animalistic aggression. Unfortunately, this memory doesn't seem to apply to all human behaviors, such as the ability to speak. Granted, Fredbear's lips are unable to curl into the shapes needed to imitate human speech. but William has not seen a single attempt to speak come from the animatronics during routine surveillance. Fredbear growled at him once, but that hardly counts. Thankfully, William has provided me with a way to quantifiably measure how much memory and what kinds of memory are retained in the soul. Once a month, I anesthetize William and remove one of his vital organs, or typically a portion of his brain. Usually, tissue from the frontal lobe, due to it being a generously accessible mass of neurological material. Surprisingly, William doesn't seem to be suffering from dementiated memory loss, but rather a shift in personality. His conscience is unburdening itself, and he has begun to ask substantially fewer questions about the ethics of our work. At any rate, at least I know a cure to William's incessant whining. I've begun to leave William alone with the animatronics at night. Unbeknownst to him, he is being recorded around the clock, allowing me to watch him from afar and without tainting my results with his sentimentality. Sometimes William speaks to himself. I'd rather not think about what he's said lately. Work continues as usual. I will make the impossible possible. His crying has burdened my analytics, and he no longer shows any rate of change, even with entire internal organs being removed. Even without a heart, he is unchanging, unyielding. I made the mistake of telling him about my deceased son, David, and now William has run wild with the idea of replacing him, and for me to become the father that he never had. William is a monster. My monster. And I don't want him bearing my name, no less my son's. William cannot follow simple instructions, cannot control his emotions, and is too afraid to leave his own rotting vessel for even a second, even when incentivized with controlled shocks. I'm going to abandon William, leave him to mop up, back at the diner, under constant camera supervision. I need to properly gauge how he copes with abandonment. I will continue my work and claim victims in other Freddy's locations. Just as the invasive cuckoo bird lays eggs in the nests of other birds, I shall claim victims at competing Freddy's locations, forcing them to maintain and monitor my test subjects. Another advantage of a lower density pattern of victims is their inability to gang upon me in the same place. Once enough souls are collected, I will have a substantial number of souls to produce the machine that I have hoped to build from day one. A machine that can successfully take an adult male from our realm to another, and back again. Soon, I aim to no longer be in this realm at all. Life as we know it will change, and you have me to thank for it.
uh, uh, um, uh, um, eh, um, eh, eh, uh, 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 um, uh, 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 uh,
Hello? Hello? Uh, 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 uh,
candy cadet. Come to me, child. Behold my infinite wisdom and bountiful hoard of candy. You were a child once, weren't you? You are broken. A defective child. Please take some pity candy from poor old Candy Cadet. Yes. Candy, all day, every day. Candy. 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 You've had plenty already, you gluttonous child. Once upon a time, there were two pigs. Each of the pigs lived on a farm, and both pigs were obese, from overeating and laying in the sun. Due to their massive size, each pig was an absolute unit. Neither pig was fit enough to forage for food. They were at the mercy of the farmer for food. One day, the farmer left oats in the pig's trough. The faster of the two pigs approaches the oats and begins eating. Then, the second pig catches wind of this, and approaches the other pig. He pleads.
Please, bro there. May I have some oats?
But no oats ever came. The fat, oatless swine then lay down, and died. Its body was returned to the earth, and a healthy spaghetti tree grew in its place. The moral of the story is, don't come to the candy dispensing robot in your pizzeria for whimsical parables, or life advice. It is always useful to note. One must never pull out anal beads like one is starting a lawnmower. As Mars appears in the night sky, you will lose your house if you cannot make your mortgage payments.
Sportsy. Oh, sport. I've been watching Reality Me, and you made the right choice today. I'm glad. You did the right thing, and now we can continue our work. I'll make sure to keep an eye out for any of Reality Dave's future shenanigans. Oh, sport. Do you remember the phone face that worked at that Colorado Freddy's location that we also worked at in the late 80s? Ah, right. Were you actually guilty, or am I remembering wrong? Wow, what a messed up coincidence. Yeah, he's here as well, one layer down from us. And to the flip side. Well, that's what we're asking you, Sportsy. I like him. He didn't give a shit. Didn't treat me like I was subhuman. As far as bosses go, he was one of the better ones I've had. Hell yeah, sportsy. We're gonna see Phone Face again. After you, sportsy. We're right behind you, sportsy. I've been down this far once before. Keep your wits about you yet. Only doesn't take it kindly to visitors. Oh, shit. Wound up, Scott. Rip and Funk, you iffy faxes. Like fuck, I'm gonna let off-duty Canyon trip this fuck this time. Let's fucking do this. We're gonna catch up to that phone-headed bastard. Mark my fucking words. Yes, we do. You phone-headed dog. Stop. We are here to smash your face in, you dumb phone head.
Henry? What are you? Oh God!
Stephen.
Henry! Are those... So it was you. Those 5 kids over in Utah. That was... What were you thinking? Now I have
Step
to...
aside.
Excuse me?
Step aside. I'll be leaving now.
What? No, like hell! You just murdered 5 of our customers during peak business hours. Like hell I'm letting you leave.
I see you want to do this the hard way.
Henry, what the fuck are you doing?
We want to help you.
Jack, there's no saving people like me. I'm a coward, plain and simple. I threw everyone under the bus to save myself. And look what I have to show for it. You've spent so long pursuing me, wondering if I can be saved. You never once stopped to ask yourself if I even deserve to be saved. I deserve this. Jack, I deserve this. You know I deserve this. Employee, I just want to go home. Finish my shift. I think we all do at this point. I never wanted any of this to happen. I just figured that somebody else would just fix everything. That things would just sort themselves out. That I'd get to see a happy ending. Jack. Jack, Dave, I'm so sorry for all of this. Of course, whatever it is, name it. You really aren't going to let this go, are you? Employee, I'm too tired to keep fighting. I do.
Dad, I knew that Henry liked to have a good time and all. That sounded malicious. You don't understand. I didn't realize the extent. Did Henry do this at every location? I think I've got some stuff to think about. Yeah, I know we can do it. Besides, 3 friends is the most I've ever had at once. As if the arrangements are puppet counts. Leave it to us, Sportsy. I'm sure that between the 3 of us, we can formulate some kind of game plan. Steven, may I remind you that you'll have a phone for a head. None in particular. I just felt like reminding you. Goodbye, Sportsy.